Hi and welcome to Tweet Street. I'm Mick Tiffany and I'm a novice lizard canary keeper and breeder. Join me on my journey as I strive to breed birds good enough for the show bench. Okay everybody, welcome to another episode of Tweet Street. This is episode 16 of what's been happening to my bird room in Aviary during the week. We've got 3 parts. Boom, bang, and bang. It's been Eurovision this week on the TV. Absolute trash. Canaries sing a lot better, as we know, so that's why we want to stick to the Canaries. But it's nothing to do with the Eurovision. It's actually something really, really strange happened in the week, and I'll go into more about that, what I think that may be shortly. Number 2 is man versus cat. Need I say much more? The next stage of that, and an update with the chicks and the rest of the birds in the aviary. It's getting quite a busy little time at the moment, and it's a really nice time as well, so we'll catch up with them as well. Right, okay, this bloody cat, it's caused less of a nuisance, to be honest, than it was, but during the week I need to get some kit, hammer, some pliers or snips, side cutters, some cable clips. My steps are out, and I've just sped this up a bit. It's just me fitting some more of those plastic spikes to the top of the aviary. So the cat was sitting on the bits I hadn't done, obviously, but it was coming back less and less, so I think it does work a little bit, or a lot, which is what I wanted. Now I wanted to make it pretty almost bulletproof. I wanted daylight, the sunshine to come through as much as possible, because that's going to help darken the bird's beaks and the legs, and obviously give them valuable vitamins that they need. So I like the birds going out there, but I want them to do it safely. I do have a little bit more of the mesh left, so I've managed to get that, and where the cat was jumping up the side of the aviary as well. It doesn't come into the garden, because we do have 2 dogs, and they tend to, as soon as they see a cat, they're off, which is, so it keeps the cat out of the garden. So 2/3 of the visible aviary are okay. We never really get the cat in the garden. We do have other means of trying to keep cats out. We've got some sounders that work as well, and I've also got another sounder now, which my next door neighbour very kindly gave me. That's on top of the aviary, so it's a motion detector with it, so a little bit of motion, and it makes well, I can actually hear it. Not some can, some can't, but the cats can, and they don't like it, so that's another method of it to bugger off. Now I wanted my young birds, this year's chicks, are now going to be going out, and they are now out in the aviary, so I wanted to make it a bit more cat proof and safe for those, obviously. Now as they go out on the left hand side, which is the side of the fence that's between my garden and next door's garden, that's where it sits, and that's where it likes to jump on the side. So I've now double wired that side of the aviary, so it can't get its claws through. So as you know, or you may or may not know, not all of you keep birds, when you let them out, the young birds, for the first time, they go straight to the wire. They don't think, oh, there's a perch, I'll sit at the perch, I'll sit in the tree. They go straight to the wire and hang on the wire, and they sit there a little bit thinking, hey, oh, what's going on, what have we got to do here? And they might be there 5-10 minutes, and it's a very dangerous time for the chicks to be sat down still, because if there is a predator around, they're easy prey, and we don't want that. We want to keep them safe. So now that should keep the cat off the top. The birds don't really go near the top. They tend to go onto the sides when they're flying around, but it does scare them when the cat sits there jumping up and down trying to kill them. So now it should be a lot less. It shouldn't be on top of the aviary, shouldn't be in the garden, and on the other side that was visible, then it's now double wide, and that should do a really good job of keeping it out of the way. So like I say, the birds are out now, the young. I've got some nice little footage of them coming up, and it's been really, really sunny here in the UK, which is very nice. So we've got to get them out there quick. They've been feeding for themselves for the last week and a half. Slight help from the parents, but they're okay on their own. So there we go. Man versus cat. Man wins. Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. A quick update about the birds. What's going on with the birds this week? My good friend Bob Snedden, he came along and he gave me 2 rows of canaries, 2 cockbirds. So, well, definitely cockbirds. Look at this fella singing away like a good one. Bobby also made me a box so I can take some photos. It's a box where I was looking at OC Aviaries. Ollie there was making a box of a few weeks ago in a little video clip and showed you how to make one. So I set Bobby on the task. He's got a big workshop and took a few photos of this year's chicks. So here they are. And well, here's 5 out of 6. I thought I got all 6, but I've done one of them twice. So I shall have to find the other one at some point. And once I've gone through the molt and I've got their colours, we'll do that again. And this last one makes me smile. It's actually James Bond bird, or Jane Bond. It's 007. Put it in on the perch to take a photo, and it just stared me out. As James Bond would, he's called, or Jane Bond. We'll find out. And yeah, that lovely birds. Like I say, they're out in the aviary now. I've got some shots of them very shortly. But next I'm going to talk about something quite spooky. Right, boom, bang, bang. What happened? Let me tell you. Tuesday morning, I was in the bird room preparing egg food and the like. 9-10 o'clock in the morning, I can't remember exactly the time. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of the cameras running, which I'm gutted at because it would have been a fantastic thing to see. But something happened. I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. Every single bird in the bird room froze, and they froze for 20 to 30 seconds or more. Now, one of the birds, like I say, in that instant, one bird jumped off its nest of eggs onto the cage floor. All the rest just froze, and that froze as soon as it hit the floor, so a split second. Now, this was done in daylight. Imagine if this had happened in the dark and a bird had jumped off its nest, and it could explain sometimes why we get there the next day and the chicks have died in the nest. On this occasion, it was daylight. I heard no warning sound off the birds, but that's not unusual sometimes. I know in the wild we have waxwings that we have come over. I was speaking to somebody a few weeks ago, and he was viewing some waxwings, and a sparrowhawk flew over. And when he looked at the waxwings, they were frozen, pointing upwards, rigid, staring upwards, not making a sound. Obviously, they'd made some sort of acknowledgement, a sound or motion towards each other, and they instantly froze until that danger was out of sight. Now, they're not going to all birds are not going to jump up and down, shout and scream, doing alarm calls when there's something around if it's not directly causing them hassle. So if there's a sparrowhawk flying over that's not flying towards them, they'll want to tell people, don't make any noise, guys, there's some danger around. And if they shout about it, that danger will see them, and they could well be dinner. So I can understand that they don't all make alarm calls. So I had 2 birds in the aviary flying around, the Napoleon weavers. I don't know if they made a little noise and a bird flew over. I thought it might have been that bloody cat, so there was no cat around. But just having this thing happen, what also happened a few years ago, somebody was welding a couple of streets away, a car, rather too close to the petrol tank, and it exploded. Now that sudden noise had the same effect on my birds then a few years ago. Everything froze. But at that time, it was something close. You felt the ground shake. I looked on the internet because this is where I'm getting the boom, bang, boom. Sometimes we get sonic booms from aircraft that are going through the sound barrier. I did look on there to see if there's anything been reported. There was actually one reported the week previous, which may have been heard in this area, but I couldn't see anything from Tuesday, so it's not out of the question that that's what it could be. But like I say, if that happens at night or evening and the birds jump off their nest of chicks and they don't go back on until the morning when it's daylight, of course we can then see why on the odd occasion we might lose chicks and think what's happening, because by the time we've gone back down there and had a look in the daylight in the morning, they're sitting on dead chicks. So it could be an answer to the odd little problem every now and then, but it's a really spooky thing to see them all freeze. The one that jumped off its nest, soon, 20-30 seconds, when I started to move around, they were reassured. She jumped back on. But to see other birds, even the young birds, do it at the same time as the adult birds was very strange. Birds that were preening still had a wing stuck up in the air and froze like that. They just absolutely, nothing moved. Really, really odd. Like I say, I couldn't hear anything, didn't hear anything. It could have been that a secret type, not secret, a quiet, unheard sound to me that the birds in the aviary made of something going past, like a sparrowhawk. But very, very strange happening. But like I say, that happened to me in the day. The birds got back on with business. If it happened, at night, whatever it be, startled, then of course that could put our birds off, and it just could be something that we may take into account if something happens. But yeah, was it a sonic boom that I didn't hear, or what? I don't know. Really, really, really quite spooky, really. So yeah, that was boom, bang, and bang. Well, okay, that's me done for another week. Hopefully you've seen what's happening with the rest of the birds. Mariah Carey bird, 3 chicks hatched this morning. I was over the moon. I've put a camera above just to make sure she's feeding. I'll probably just help her along as well because I'm a bit paranoid. It's my best bird. I want to make sure those chicks are fine. And the bird in cage 3, she's now sitting on 5 fertile eggs. 4 are her own and 1 was from cage 9, and she only had 1 fertile egg, and they were due to hatch on the same day, so I popped that one into her, so she got 5, and then set cage 9 down again with her partner, as they've just had 3 successful chicks, and they're all out in the aviary, all looking nice and good. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you've learnt something, or you might even be able to help me learn from what's happened in the week. It's been a very strange one, but it's been interesting, and that's all part of the hobby. So take care, everybody, and then we'll see you hopefully next week. Bye bye now.